Now we're going to make a jig. A jig.
No, not that kind of jig.
Old ceiling fan. We repainted the tarnished brass parts of it white and painted the brown blades white and freshened it up a little bit. We've got some new ideas for this fan. Just stick around and we'll show you what we do with it. Okay, we started off with a piece of scrap plywood. We traced out fan blades from the ceiling fan in the house that we want to change the shape of the fan blades. We're gonna we redrew a shape here. We accurately drew the lines here for the holes for the fan blades, and then we redrew an outline for a leaf shaped fan blade, and we'll use this pattern to cut out new fan blades. We're going to, from this pine board we have here, we've glued the two pieces together. We use scrap plywood to sandwich them and keep them in line so they don't twist apart on each other. Sandwich them that way and then clamp them that way. And glued it. We're letting that glue set up right now. That'll do 3 of the fan blades. We need 5, and I got another piece here I'll glue on up here when I move the clamps up. And that's how we're going to start this project.
Okay, what are you doing?
Making a jig thing.
A jig thing?
Yeah.
Or a jig?
Cross cut my jig.
No, not that kind of jig.
Okay, we're going to cut some slats across this wood that we're going to cut these leaves out of later, and those slats are going to go across the wood grain to keep it from splitting after these are made. And once we get those slats in, we can run this wood through the thickness planer, make it thinner. But for now, we're going to make a jig so that we can cut those grooves across. And we'll start off by just scrap plywood. We'll just cut some the same length and line them up, and cut them off the same length. And then we're going to join them together. We're going to join them together with a block of wood, the width of the router. And then we just use the appropriate size bit to get the width of groove that we want. So to do that, I'm going to just use this one piece of wood, scrap wood here. I'll rip it down the middle, and we'll use that. Set our blocks of wood up. And we'll start with one. We'll just glue one on one side for now. We got that square there. We'll nail it down. Put one nail in and make sure it's still square. Stick out the bottom a little bit, but that doesn't really matter. It's just a jig. on the end pieces here and set them close to what we think they're going to be. Set this router in here. For spacing. And we'll set it on the other end for spacing. We'll bring it back. And it looks good there. So I'll nail it on this end. There we have it. We have our jig for making our grooves. So now we'll just need to clamp this in place on our board, and we'll run our router through and make our grooves at the locations. I've made little marks on here, approximation where I want to put them. So I'll take off all the clamps and I'll start using the jig. Make sure the depth of our cut is set so it's not deep enough to cut right through the cross member on the jig. If it is, then you're going to have to make your jig thicker at that location. So now, I set this close to its location where we want to do cut the groove, and I clamp my jig down. Now we'll cut some slats of wood and glue them across the cross grain on those pieces. We'll take the jig out of there. And we cut these cross slats to go across there and glue them in. And that will keep this from splitting after we make them. Okay, well I'm gonna cut this board in half to make it a more workable length because I'm gonna be running it through the thickness planer before too long. The pieces I'm cutting out are gonna end about here, and I'm gonna have a tail beyond so that the thickness planer doesn't drop down and cause dents in the ends of my project. So I leave some cut off. Got that one
These are all
ready, and we're just going to finish up. We're going to finish up this one, and we're going to glue in. We're going to glue in the slats here, and I'll show you how I do that. All right, here's my slats, and I sand off this little wood burrs or whatever you want to call them. Then I have my pieces that I cut here to sit in there. They're very tight, so I just sand the edge on one side, or on both edges on one side, so they'll slide in. And we'll make up the next one. Do the same thing. Put some glue on them. Slip them in place. Now I press them down. So they're a nice tight fit. It doesn't matter if I mark the wood a little bit because it's getting thickness planed. So this is how I get this in there. It's a really tight fit. Get my clamp on there. That one's not working out too good in the middle.
I think it's
I'll
stuck
tap it
down.
in. Yeah, I think I did a little bit. It's part of it flaked away a bit in the middle. I'll tap it into the groove a little bit, and then we'll put our clamp on it. Press it in. Once more. Yeah, there's a little bit of flaking in the center. Not too bad. Do that. Nice tight fit. And then press the other one in. Center there. And we got those pressed in there good. Now we just let that dry, and we'll be able to run these through the thickness planer.